So we're looking through my top 5 in each position. We've had a massive shake-up in cards. Since the last one, Great to the Games have been introduced, the Team 2 especially, with over 30 players, all at massive ratings. We've had another upgrade now from the quarterfinals being done in the Euros, and I think pretty much underway in the Copa America as well. So there is some huge updates here. So going through the goalkeepers relatively quickly, we'll try and kind of burst through as many as possible. With the goalkeepers, I'll just go with my list because it's very simple. We've got Alisson in number 5. We've got Oblak in number 4. We've got the brand new Casillas into number 3 at a 96 now as well. We then have Van der Sar as a wonderful number 2 and my Peter Schmeichel as number 1. He's just now one that I've just grown accustomed with. We've got 154 done with him so far. He's just been the best for me. Out of the bunch, we've used quite a lot of them now, to be fair. I know that there's we've got the limited time one, but we've had Oblak a few times. Ter Stegen's up there as well, but I mean, Alisson's always been very solid across Team of the Season or Team of the Year versions, so I'm quite happy with all of them. I think Schmeichel, you've got the Pickford 97 now, Van der Sar, Casillas, Czech Team of the Year definitely, obviously Yashin as well. You can get away with pretty much any goalkeeper other than there's only one that you physically cannot go with, and that's Campos. You could even chuck in a Dudek in there and he might do a little bit of a job. I'm just at my favoured goalkeeper has got to be Peter Schmeichel at the moment. If you're looking for coins to improve your team, head over to lootbar.gg for the most reliable and also the best coins around. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours. Absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. Moving into left backs then. This is where it gets really nice. Like I've gone for every position, left back, right back, centre back, and then I've tried to gone CDM, so a full DM, somebody who isn't going to be more balanced and go for a box to box. I've gone for a centre mid and a cam as well to kind of really narrow down the midfielders that you want to choose. Now, they are going to be quite expensive. These are potentially, in my opinion, the best in the game. We have Alphonso Davies as our first one. We have Theo Hernandez as number 4. We have Roberto Carlos as number 3. Capdevila as number 2. And also Mendy as our number 1 here. All of the stats across the board for these, to be honest, are up there. They've all got pretty much 94, but everybody else has got 99 pace. Defending and physical, massive upgrades across the lot, to be honest. Even shooting on a considerable amount of them is decent. You've mainly got Alphonso Davies with that 99 dribbling, which is incredible in itself. When it comes to the playstyle pluses, you've obviously got the long ball, jockey, relentless quick step, jockey, whipped pass, relentless quick step, Travella Rapid Plus, it's one of my favourites, whipped pass and power shot, incisive jockey and quick step, and then long ball, anticipate, and also the quick step as well. So there is a decent amount, and I believe Canada are through, so there should be upgrades coming through, so it will be interesting to see once they hit the final form as well, and then obviously going into FUT it is going to be that next level as well on top. Then we move into right backs. We have got number 5 coming in as Klaus. Very good free card. I think right back is the only one where there's definitely an argument for the top spot. I don't think my opinion is absolutely gospel here. Whereas I think with these, you could probably pick any of them to be the top. But when it comes to the right backs, there's not necessarily a clear winner. It's just a personal favourite of mine. You've got Klaus at number 5. You've got Jesus Navas. Very good card. Surprisingly very good. You've then got Cafu. Unfortunately, going to get no more upgrades. Well, he's not going to get an upgrade, which is a bit of a shame for him. It would have been nice to see him as a 97, and he might have topped the spot for me. You've got Frimpong, and then I've got Walker. Now, I do think there's a definite kind of, especially the first 3, there is a definite reasoning not a reason. There's an argument to be made. You could put Cafu first. You could put Frimpong first. I've gone with Walker. He's one that I'm very familiar with. We've used Frimpong a considerable amount of times for Team of the Season, but I do think now we're kind of looking to go into that next level. I think Cafu could have been, he should have been that number one spot if Brazil could have got the job done. And then I think with these two, there's arguments for other players you can go for, but surprising votes for Navas for me. Very good rapid, the whipped pass. It's the trickster and technical that is a bit of a waste, but I do think in-game he was absolutely brilliant. And I do think Klaus as a free card is one of the better free cards we've actually seen. Still got the chance to be upgraded, obviously, with him. He is in the path to glory, so he's got him chance at a 5-5, I believe, for the semi-final. I don't know why they've took off the... Oh, no, to say, I don't know why they've took off the final, but all that space, and it's still got to go up for some reason, but that's an interesting debate between them. Like the left backs, they've pretty much just got max stats across the board when it comes to where it matters. The passing, the dribbling, the defending, physical, and a crazy amount of pace on all of them. We move in to the centre-backs. Number 5 is going to be the 97 Arejo. I think that is a beautiful card. Been upgraded again. He's now into the semi-final to potentially get himself a 5-5 and then potentially into the final to get himself a 98 rated centre-back, which would be just nuts from an SBC. We've got 4 from Vidic. Stunning centre-back, even without the anticipate, which I think personally is one of the biggest playstyle pluses you truly need. You've then got Militao, just a brilliant card. Unfortunately, again, no more upgrades for him, but it's a stunning card. We then have Saliba, who's having a stunning tournament. Very, very good stepping into that French team and doing wonderfully at that. But number 1 has got to go to the second 99 rated card we've got on the game. It is big boy Virgil van Dijk. Now, this card is just a joke of a card. 95 pace on a Virgil, 98 defending, 96 physical. He's hit his max upgrade. There's no more upgrades for him, so it will be interesting to see. Do we get another 99 Virgil? Do they change the playstyle pluses? Do they give him more dribbling? Like, well, I'm interested to see where it goes now because it's the same as Wirtz. They've both got 99s. Is there any point having another 99 or is that another checklist free A? He's got the 99. That's the last card we need of him. We can just re-release this card back into packs. But I think with the SBCs and with all of the cards that you can get from centre-backs, there's so many options out there. You've still got Maldini in the list, Konate in the list. You got Ruben Diaz, who's been phenomenal. Even a Renard Team of the Season has been a very good centre-back. And there's a list of centre-backs you can go with. And all of them now are at that point where there's just levels to it. Incredible defending, incredible physicality. Vidic did luckily get himself an upgrade without actually getting the goals, I believe. I think he got the upgrade without Serbia scoring 2, I want to say. Or it was one of them got an upgrade randomly. They might have got it the next game, but we still got the upgrade regardless, and then they were out. It's a shame that he didn't get that quadruple playstyle plus because I had a funny feeling that could have been the anticipate, and that could have really toppled this card over, in my opinion. We then go on to the CDMs. Starting in first, we got Tyler Adams. I think he's a brilliant card. Some people commented on him last time when I did this. I think he just came in without no upgrades. And I was like, he could be good with the upgrades. That would be the biggest thing for a lot of these Path to Glories when they first came out. They were 93, 94s. And I'm like, okay, their stats decent enough, but they need like at least a double upgrade to get away from your Team of the Season Rodriguez, your Team of the Season Rices. And some of them now are looking very nice. Intercept, slide tackle, pinged pass. Absolutely brilliant for him. You got Bentancur, one that I could see the argument for both. I've kind of put him in here because I think defensively is absolutely sound. Brilliant card with a huge chance of going through as well. They've just beat Brazil. Could they get it through to the semis? You'd get obviously a 5-5 of him, then potentially into the 98 if they were to win the final as well. He's got himself the Anticipate, the Bruiser, a Tiki Taka, and also the Incisive. As much as, yes, you'd play him more as a box-to-box, I think defensively he is absolutely up there with the best of them. We have Tchouaméni. Now, even so, even his rating's not necessarily up there. I think he's brilliant. In terms of in-game, his defensive prowess, his defensive kind of aura around that CDM role is brilliant. I loved the Ultimate Birthday card, and this card is just a next step up to him. It's an absolute talent and a half. I would really like to see a 99 footage version of him if they were going to do that, but he's just a different breed of a CDM. Very, very good. But there's only two other people that can beat him in my opinion, and Vieira has got to be one of them. Even the stats, to be honest, they don't look that impressive. When you kind of come in from the 90s, you've got like literally 90s across the board to high 80s. I'm thinking, okay, he's either got to be absolutely cracked or the stats don't matter. And by God, Vieira does not matter what it's got. It's got the anticipate, jockey, bruiser, first touch. He's just brilliant. If you've ever played with him, get into a draft, give him a go. Genuinely, he is just light years above everybody. But there is a brand new card that I think is absolutely insane. That's Camavinga. Now, obviously, left back version, you can go with it's CDM for me. I wouldn't waste his talent as a left back because look at them stats. 98 rated. He already was very good. Like, I loved his card previously to this before he got the upgrades. This is just another next level for him. Pace is absolutely up there. Shooting has had a massive upgrade for the card itself. Passing brilliant. Dribbling fantastic. Unreal defending. 98 is outstanding, and then even the physicality gains, genuinely one of my favorite cards in the game for a CDM, and probably the only one that could potentially bench Vieira, and that is very hard to do. Now, I can get the arguments. I would happily put Vieira number 1 and Camavinga 2. Vieira is a different generational class, but Camavinga this year looks like he's ready to play. Into the centre mids, we're looking at a big boy, Frankie de Jong. He is into the semi-finals versus England, so a chance at another upgrade for him. It's already a 5-5, so what happens with anybody that's already got that 5-5? The semi-finals, he will get a +1 overall, so if they do happen to beat England in the semis, then he will go to a 98 with a chance of getting to a 99 in the final. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it can. So at least if England do lose, then I've got this to fall back on if I wanted to go get him. We then got to go and get De Paul. Stunning card. Absolutely love him as a box-to-box. Even after the fact that he's just absolutely nuts in himself. Potentially the chance of the 5-5. Then into the 99. Another box-to-box that is just well worth looking at. We have Matthias, who I think... Again, you could argue De Paul. I'm 100% behind it, but using him for a little bit compared to De Paul... He's just been incredible. Carrying the ball forward, the defensive attributes as well. Everything about him is just so sleek. It's so good to have. Then we obviously have Jude Bellingham. For me, I don't think there's been better on the ball. Stats-wise, I think is slightly irrelevant for him because I do think when it comes to his body type, how he has the ball, the agility balance on him, he's just been brilliant at both ends of the pitch. He's very good at shooting, he's decent at passing, and he's incredible at defending. For me, he's been one of my favourite midfielders you can physically get on the game, and we are due a big upgrade for Bellingham. But number 1's obviously got to go to Hullet. I don't think that's any surprise, to be honest. He's like 9 to 10 mil. It's a pretty fair assumption that they just absolutely broken the card. Gave him a passing play style plus, a defensive, a shooting, and also a heading. I mean, there's no reason to go any more up now, bar from getting 99s on him, because he has got absolutely everything you need, and he's fully upgraded as well. So that is just a card that is just broken in itself. Moving over to the cam positions now. Havertz putting himself in there, to be honest. I thought he did really, really well towards the end, managing to get himself into that 97, the quadruple play style plus. Now, there is a lot of cams, and it depends on what you're looking for. I think Xavi Simons, or Xavi Simons, however you want to pronounce it, is absolutely up there. But the big thing for me as a cam especially is that finesse shot for a shooting playstyle is massive for a card that needs to be pushing up. We have number 4 with Zidane. Absolutely love him. There's very little explanations needed for Zidane. He is just truly that sort of card that is just broken on all ends of the field. The only thing I think now that we could poke holes with, but it's easily fixable, is the pace. When we look at the rest of them, look at through the midfield, everybody has a sensational amount of pace. Zidane unfortunately didn't get upgraded in that way, but it kind of doesn't matter for him. We saw Vieira, it sometimes is about the player as well. We move into Wirtz, the first 99 we truly had. I think this card is very good. I don't know if EA thought that he would get to the 99, to be honest. He's got himself the 99 across the dribbling. We've given him a go, and yeah, he is that good. Like, genuinely that good. He's 6 million coins now. He's the first 99 we can get. He's a 5-5 as well. He's just got everything you need for him. He's just perfect in and around that cam roll. He's 5'9". He's got incredible dribbling on the ball, which is what's to be expected with the 99 dribbling. But he's just a next level sort of card, which I'm hoping we do get to the stage with all of the other 99s. But I must admit, I do prefer Messi on the ball. And it might be a little bit kind of nostalgic for it. And you might be thinking, well, I mean, they're both pretty much up there anyway. Like, there isn't much between them. When we look at the top spot in Zico, I think he is a class. I used his base card, his Future Star, his Centurions. Now this card, if you've used any version of him, he's just a breed of cam that works. And like I said, with all of these, you could swap and move all of them around. I think these are the best 5. Again, with 5th, you could add a Xavi Simons instead of Havertz. You might prefer that. Even Gula, he's definitely up there 100%. But I think the 4 spots, I think you could move them around in 1, 2, 3, 4 and you'd be fine. There's not much between them. It's just personal preference from what I've personally played with. Then we move on to the left wing. We're starting off with Leao. Unfortunately, didn't get no running type, which would have been really nice. They kind of could have just got rid of Trickster or Chip Shot. As long as he's got the finesse, that is absolutely fine. You could argue that you could put him more striker than anything, but he is just rapid down that wing. He's so good at cutting in. He's obviously got himself the right foot, so he's on the left-hand side, which is nice, and he can play the left mid striker centre forward role. We then have Diaz, who I think has been outstanding as an SBC, 800,000 coins, and he looks like he could do a little bit of damage into this semi-final. Whether he manages to get all the way up there, he's not a 5-5, so unfortunately he will get that next, and then it will be determined by the final, if they do make it, that he could potentially be a 98 rated card, which would be fantastic for him. But beautiful card. I loved his road to the knockout at the start. There was no play styles and it took a while until fantasies for him to get an upgrade. He has just got a very good left wing mentality and he breaks up the faction for me because Neymar is obviously going to be next, followed by Rivaldo, followed by Ronaldinho. The Brazilians have come out. Now, there is arguments that I think some people might prefer Vini over Leao as a left wing, but I think Leao definitely is in that top group for me. Vini would now need an upgrade in my opinion. I've got him, I've used him, he's very, very good, but like I said, there isn't much in between. There's very, very minimal upgrades between each player here, and I do think that there's a clear winner in Ronaldinho and Rivaldo. Them two for me are incredible in game. They just work it so well. Finally a good Ronaldinho. It is a shame that we couldn't get a 99, but we can hopefully see if they do that in footies. Dynamics cold, still not a 5-5, which is a bit annoying, whereas Rivaldo's obviously got it, Neymar's got it, and then obviously these two. Well, Diaz would have got it from the path to glory. Unfortunately, you're not going to get it for Leao. He's not unfortunately in it anymore, and he was a make your mark, so I don't know why they didn't make him 5-5. So 2 positions left, we have right wing and striker. Starting with the right wing, one of the best SBCs we could see. If France do manage to beat Spain, we're going to see a 5-5 Barcola with a potential of a 97 in the final if they do make it for 150,000 coins with a right wing, very much like a right back, not necessarily a crazy amount of talent across the board. There's a very good front 5, but there's not necessarily like crazy amounts, whereas left wing, it just keeps going. From Garnacho, you then look in and you've got multiple evolutions. We see a Vini, we see a... I knew they'd go out of my head. There's loads, trust me. Whereas right wing, you've got a Salah potential, you've got a Garincha who needs an upgrade, a Best that needs an upgrade, but they're not here yet. Whereas I do think the top 5 spot is nice. You've obviously got Hansen, just stunning Barca lady. You got Dembele. you've got Doku, and then finally you've got the 98 Saka with a potential 5-5 in the semis maybe, and then a potential 99 if England do manage to win it. Now it's going to be a very tough call. I personally don't think I'm too confident for the final. I'd be a little bit more confident with the semis, but even then, it's now a game of who turns up, and that's tournament football for you. But regardless, I think stats-wise, we can see everybody's at that level. Like 99 paces, 99 dribbling, you've just got everything. Some people have a little bit of physicality, some people don't, and then obviously the shooting is varied as well. But playstyle pluses, a lot of them with the rapid, which is personally my favourite. Everybody but Saka, which is very unfortunate. Everybody bar from Barcola has the finesse shot plus, which is my favourite there. Whipped pass on a couple, pinged pass, first touch. There's a lot to break down, and I do think in terms of right wings, there's just brilliant talent in the absolute top. But then we move into the striker. Now this is an insanely hard list because there is so many. From Drogba to Dalglish to, who else you got? Gerd Muller. I'm just going to throw that name out there. You've then got the likes of like the Sorloth, the Weghorst, the Giroud as the kind of more controlled, lengthy guys. Moving into like a goal scorer like Martinez. You've got Harry Kane. But to start with, I've gone with Nunez. Now, he is due the upgrade, which is going to make him into a 98, which is just fantastic in himself. I think he's taken out Dalglish for me, purely on meta ability for him. Now, I don't think I need to make too much of a case for him because he's 97 rated, going into the 98. I don't think there's too much wrong with that. Finesse shot plus, power shot, rapid, press proven. He's obviously controlled lengthy. The stats are outstanding. There isn't necessarily a huge loss for putting him at number 5. Now, as we go into the 4, 3, 2, and 1, I personally don't think these are negotiable. I think these 4 have to be in here, and they are very similar. Personally, for me, number 1 and number 2 can be reversed, but they are number 1 and number 2 for a reason. Number 4 has got to be Puskás. It's an insane first season objective, 98 rated. I don't even know if we've had a 98 rated card from an objective before or a season ladder before, but that is just outstanding in himself. Now, you could argue, I could definitely believe that Dalglish could be in here, knock out Nunez, knock out Puskás. There's definitely an argument that they are insane strikers, but for me, Puskás has always got to be up there. Now, number 3 is easily Cruyff. I don't think there's any arguments. I think for me, Cruyff has always been fantastic in the game. He's now got the finesse, power shot, first touch and quick step. Obviously, everything is 95 and above, bar from a bit of physicality, but to be fair, nobody touches him anyway. You've got Mbappe as my number 2, which I think you could argue. Mbappe is arguably one of the best strikers in the game, but I'm waiting for the upgrade. That is what to be honest, I'm surprised we didn't get a knockout. It's one of him. The fact that he could go 97 still, he's not a 5-5, so they could keep him 5-4 still, so he'd go 98 potentially in the quarters, he'd get a 5-5 in the semis, and then a 99 at the end. But I can imagine that's going to be a beautiful footies SBC if they follow the suit of what they did last year with the 99 CR7 SBC, Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, Neymar. I can see them doing that again because actually it kind of kept the enjoyment a little bit more. But my number 1 at the moment has got to be R9. That card is a joke. He is just insane. The quick step, the finesse, first touch, chip shot. If he had rapid, this card truly would just be the most broken card you can physically get. Whether we do see a 99 footies version, I don't think so right now. I think this is kind of it. The 98 is the best, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Now, if I could get him, that would be even better because he is just unreal. We used him in a draft a couple of times now, and he's just too good. Like, genuinely, he's just broken. I loved his base version. I loved his team of the year is still usable, but the 98 is just a next level sort of card. Now, that's going to be my top 5 in every position. Let me know down below, agree, disagree. Is there anybody you would like to have seen in the top 5? And I can have a look and feature them next time. Peace.